Hey everybody, welcome to another video at Tucker Newman Coaching. Today we're going to talk about pain and pleasure. Who doesn't like some pleasure and who hates a bunch of pain, right? So, the biggest thing to know when you're trying to accomplish your dream and goals is how pain and pleasure affects every single decision, right? So, this is how to take control. All right, so at any given moment, we're asking ourselves this question pretty much unconsciously. Is this going to give me pleasure or is this going to give me pain? If it's going to give me pleasure, we move towards it. If it's going to give me pain, we move away from it. We don't want any pain. We avoid pain. However, there's a balancing act, right? Because sometimes things that are short-term painful, like exercise, leads to long-term pleasure, like feeling good and healthy. So we gotta know how to play the game, all right? So the pain is also a teacher, right? Yes, we don't wanna just create more pain for ourselves. We also wanna be learning as we live, right? So also a big note, pain is a greater motivator. We'll do more to avoid pain than we will do to gain pleasure. That's just how we're wired, right? So the big thing right now is to look at your life and like what things are causing you pain and what things are causing you pleasure, and are they serving you? What are the vehicles you're using to create ultimate pleasure for your life with very little pain? So we have 4 classifications of experiences. First is an experience that feels good in the moment, is good for you, and serves the greater good. This is a class 1 experience. This is something we want to experience all the time. However, we have a second class. This one usually doesn't feel good in the moment, but is ultimately good for you and serves the greater good. That's a class 2 experience, and we want to live in class 1 and class 2. That's just where we want to live. Class 3, we have an experience that feels good in the moment, but is not good for you and does not serve the greater good. That's usually an experience where we're drinking alcohol, or we're overeating, or we're numbing ourselves with certain things like TV, or you name it. If it's not serving the greater good and it is long-term not good for you, that's a class 3. We don't need those. And then we have class 4. This is something that does not feel good, is not good for you, and does not serve the greater good. It seems like a lot of times we get caught in that loop of just doing things that like, oh, I know this is not good for me and this isn't good for anyone, yet I'm just doing it. A lot of times that's negative thinking. That's the biggest addiction nowadays, is to negative thinking, just like I can't, limiting beliefs, right? We don't want to ever be there, ever. So understanding the pain and pleasure is critical to creating a mind that is strong and powerful and that you can't get through, right? Because you are a fortress of positive thinking and belief in yourself. Let's go. All right, next, reframing. So if something seems like it's going to be painful in the moment, let's say you're going to change your nutritional intake to more whole organic foods. So now you're taking out the chips. Now you're taking out the bread. Now you're taking out ice cream, desserts, taking out the coffee. Whoa, tough. Taking out the coffee? Hell yeah, we're taking out the coffee. So you want to reframe. That's painful. That's why you don't want to do it, right? Like you're like, Tuck, I gotta stop drinking coffee? That's gonna make me low energy. That seems like a more painful life. So guess what? You're just gonna keep drinking it because it's more painful. But if you see the pleasure of reducing your caffeine intake and letting your adrenals reset, or reducing your gluten intake and letting your body become more anti-inflammatory in the long-term pleasure, then you'll do that because the short-term pain is meaningless, right? You don't see the pain, you see the pleasure. You're reframing. Instead of focusing on the pain that you'll experience from taking away something, focus on the pleasure you experience and you'll gain because you're making this decision. Remember, it's not the conditions that determine the outcome of our life. It's our decisions. All right? So here's a simple exercise. Think of an action item you need to do. Maybe two. Think of the pain that you get from doing it, right? So if you need to call someone, think of the pain that you'll get from doing that, right? You've been putting off this phone call, you know you gotta make this call or reach out to someone, and you're like, no, I need to do it, but it just feels painful. We have this awkward chemistry. It just feels painful. So write down the pain, like all the pain points of doing it. Then write down all the pleasure you get from not doing it. Oh, if I don't call this person, I won't have to deal with the anxiety. I won't have to deal with that awkward talking to them and stuff, you know? And then the pleasure of doing it. Oh, if I do call them, then maybe my business will expand, or maybe I will express something that I really feel, and that will make me feel good. And then the other pleasure points that you do get from taking the action, right? Oh, if you need to lose weight, right? This is perfect, right? What's the pain? Oh, I gotta eat this way. I gotta go to the gym. It's gonna cause me to be more tired, right? And the pleasure, not if I don't do it, then I get to stay in the familiar, and the familiar feels safe, and we're not in that scary mindset. So now we stay right where everything we know is gonna be okay, even though we're slowly degrading, right? So and then the pleasure of doing the thing you want to do, right? That is critical, because now you got to know, like, what do I gain? And this is where the focus needs to be. And then think about the pain of not doing it. So if you don't call this person, or you don't change your lifestyle to be more healthy, right? What is the pain of not doing that? And think about what you're losing when you don't do that. Oh, I don't get to experience the body I want, or I don't get to have the relationship that I want with this person, right? So these are critical things to understand, right? Don't say you don't got time to do this. You don't got time not to do this. Imagine the pain of not doing this stuff, of not sitting down and writing down what's the pain and the pleasure and what I get, what do I associate pain to, what do I associate pleasure to? Because if you don't do this, you're just going to be controlled by society, by your own mind. You have to direct your mind. So take some time today and really figure this out. If you need more help, message me, email me. So you can message me on Instagram, DM me at Tucker Newman Coaching. You can also email me at tuckernewmancoaching@gmail.com. You can also use the link in the description to set up a free 30-minute Dream Life Vision session where we can get you clear, focused. We can do a quick, easy, simple coaching session that will give you a lot of information, give you a lot of clarity. We'll put a plan together, and if you need more coaching, you can hire me as a coach. But this is so important to get right. You need to know this stuff. This is like prerequisite for being a human being. This is our mind, right? Our mind is what creates our reality. This is true, right? The reflection of our life is reflection of how we're being. And how we're being will determine our mindset. Remember, emotions feed the thoughts. Thoughts feed the words, which feed the actions, which feed the results. So if you're trying to get better results, who isn't, then you gotta get your mind right, and you gotta get your emotions right, and it all works hand in hand, and I'm here to help you out. If you like this video, give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel for more. I'm going to be doing these every day. I'm doing the 100-day video gong. This is day 4. We're getting after it. Why? Because I associate pleasure to doing this rather than the pain that's going to take for the effort to be put forth, right? So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I know you enjoyed it. This is great stuff. Let's go. Let's keep making the world a better place. Keep making yourself a better person, and keep inspiring others to be the greatest versions of themselves.